What is up, everybody? It is Declan from Team Starlight, and I'm fortunate enough to be on the right here playing in the finals Hero Forgs against Carlos playing Gladiator Beasts. Gonna get right
Yo,
off to it with the Moray of Greed. We got Marcos here as well.
yo, what's up? I'm co-commentating with the boy Declan. Declan always in the finals, one of the most goated frog players I've ever met in my life. Second only to like Ronak.
Yeah, I know.
Like literally
Just
just
watch
goes.
my round one, see all the misplays, and yeah, that statement holds up.
I love it,
But
dude. You get the Shadow, hey, opening up e-call Stratos is always a nice feeling though, right? It's always a good feeling in in these like Forg type decks too. He opens up Prisma. I didn't even know he was on the hero engine in this GB deck. I didn't see it the entire last game. That's
yeah, but
cool
we saw
though.
some Test Tigers, which is my favorite Glad build. If I played Glads, I would definitely play Test Tigers and Prisma. It's just fun, and you were gonna
There,
see it right here.
yeah, we're seeing the freaking Wombo combo. If you don't have main deck DD Crow, this is pretty much just like a guaranteed big boy pop into attack. If you don't have like the fader to stop it, he's gonna get a lot of value here, but I mean not too much value. Thankfully, you're not running like any back row or anything for him to pop, so he's just gonna get like a +1. Oh wait, interesting. Oh, he gets the second test tiger. Wait, I'm so confused. Why would he? I'm learning so much.
Well, he wanted to pop because now he can go for Secutor, so I
Ah,
think this is
got
actually a
it.
good
Yeah,
play.
that makes sense. And then he could still get the Ready Ari to banish your hero name, which is one thing you can do. And then also I think like making Hoplimus is just such a destructive card, like in this matchup.
Or you mean Heraclinos?
Heraclinos, I mean, yeah. So
Yeah.
I
Okay,
think
but
his best okay, yeah. His best bet would be to Ready Ari for sure. Oh, okay. Okay. Interesting.
yeah, he decides to go for a Gyzaris instead, which honestly I don't love it. I feel like Heraclinos would have been very scary for me, because
Yeah,
I'm
and
playing like a combo frog deck.
yeah, but he has some back row to back it up with him. If you don't have like the way to out this back row, this is a pretty solid opening for him. But I think the in my brain, I feel like one of the better plays would have been to try to make like to not banish your guy, but just make the Heraclinos, and then instead just get in a quest to add back the Bestiary engrave, so you have something to just to pitch like an extra pitch for Heraclinos. But now you're just gonna summon this ocean and like try to attack. Now he has to use some Air Force in the ocean.
Yeah.
It worked. It ends
So
up working out in his favor, but yeah, he's the MST. Oof. Oh yeah, he had a pot of
I was
avarice.
down bad this
Ooh,
game with
yeah,
the
it
setting
looking like he kind of
avarice.
bricked. It looked like he kind of bricked a little there.
Yeah, my hand is complete brick city, so I set the avarice to hopefully like bait him into like a lot of frog players main torrential, including myself in a lot of decks. So I was trying to bait him into maybe like being scared or mirror force, but he had the end phase MST, so he was just gonna get in with every single Glad.
Yeah, that's a rough one for sure. And then you're just always losing your every hero name. So like even a Miracle Fusion top deck is like not looking too likely here.
Yeah, so he's gonna be able to end on 5.
Yeah, he's gonna end on a lot here. There's a lot of different cards. He doesn't have a target for your quest right now, but that's okay. So actually what he could have done to have more Heraclinos fodder would make the little 800 guy that pops a monster pop like himself or even just like one of the other monsters to have and then have a target for your quest.
Ooh,
Like
that's a cool play.
yeah, I think it would have been a good play to just to have more just cards in your hand because at this point he only loses like brain control Caius, you know? And like he only has one discard. So if you like I don't know, and is he
Oh,
setting it?
he sets it. Yeah, he set that.
Is that a set or is it his hand? It looks like the way he's angling it doesn't seem like it's a set, but
I'm almost positive that he set that one.
interesting. Okay.
But again, I've bricked and he's done a good job of keeping me off all the heroes, so I can't do anything but set Dandy and hope to stall.
Okay, is he gonna tag out with this? No, yes, no, maybe so. No, no tag out. Okay, interesting. Just passes, lets you go and trying to make a play here. Right now, Caius would be pretty strong if he doesn't have exactly War Chariot, because it can get rid of I mean, either Big Boy and then if you can maybe even try to run over, but
Oh yeah, so he was
oh
thinking that was
no,
still
he
his
was
turn. He
oh
set
that was his
back
turn.
row.
Okay, I thought
Yeah.
I'm beyond confused right now. I'm always I'm like Okay, so that is for sure big set back rows. Yeah, this is the second game in a row where he made the Heraclinos with no cards in his hand, and I just feel like that defeats the entire purpose of making the Heraclinos. But now he finally has a card in his hand. I guess it's good for him to like have it in case he's afraid of your back row, like if it's like a Mirror Force or something. But your dupe is a
If
lot
I were
for
him,
you to
I
search.
I, I would have been tagging out this guy's Zaris to get value out of it because it would have put me on a bigger clock, you know. So here I go
Yeah.
from Array, he negates it with Heraclinos, and then I'm gonna pitch special swap. He has War Chariot, so it's rough out here.
Yeah, that's a rough one for sure. Yeah, now like Miracle Fusion. Oh no, your Miracle Fusion's not live. You have no heroes. Um,
Exactly.
yeah, it's
I
just
think I'm
looking
between
pretty
two
rough.
plays. I have some level of extension. Oh no, I haven't summoned because I pitch specialed, so I set.
Yeah, here you
And
100% should tag out. Like, I think he might be worried about Torrential though, so you may have put him. He might have read the back row as a Torrential and is just playing as safe as possible. He's kind of fully in the driver's seat here, and you're the one that has to activate this card for you to even get your Treeborn back. But like, yeah, okay, he's just gonna negate it. Interesting. Okay, negates the salvage, pitching Rescue Cat. He could have probably even summoned the Rescue Cat, but like I said, if it's Torrential, he just loses straight up. So smart just to like kind of play a little more conservatively, but it's just giving you a lot of time to potentially find an out to this board.
yeah, and I keep having to like bait the Heraclinos to even activate cards, which doesn't feel that good. So I Pot of Avarice and then I draw back into the Dandy, which lets me keep stalling, but I can't do anything. Um, Finally he
Oh,
has,
yeah,
yeah.
the quest, the tagging out into a quest, adding back the chariot. Here 100% I would tag out the Gyzarus. I would tag out Gyzarus, banish your Treeborn Frog with the no, not good. Oh, unless like did you get rid of your Treeborn by yourself? I think you
I
might
never
have.
had it. I
No,
never had it. I
no,
think
you had
I
you
oh
pitched
I
the
had to
swap. Yeah,
Avarice it.
yeah, that's what I
I had
meant.
to
Okay,
Avarice
cool.
it.
Okay, well, game one, yeah, you just kind of kept bricking, and he just had too much advantage, especially like, adding back that chariot. But game two is going to be maybe a little bit different. Sends the Quarry off of Prisma to get a little test tiger action. I assume. I assume it'd be a test tiger action. No, just to get the grave set up. Okay. You have a Dupe Frog. Dupe Frog. Honestly, if they don't have oh my god, I have not seen that in a long time.
This
Anti-spell
my
fragrance
heart
is
sank when
that
he
is that is
activated anti-spell fragrance.
because like it's good against frogs, but like it's so good against your build of frogs. Like,
I know.
holy crap, that's heart. That's insane.
So I set two, no spoilers, but they might be spells, at least some of them, because for those who don't know, anti-spell fragrance makes it so you have to set your spells before you activate them. So you have to basically wait a whole turn, and it hurts frogs because then you can't use your Treeborn Frog's effect because they're making you set your spells, and it just slows you down in general.
Yeah, I'm not loving the situation you're in, but thankfully the salvage is going to be really huge here because you should be able to get a full combo dupe block or even a strong dupe block with like a substitute and two dupes.
Yeah, I'm gonna bounce extra normal, and then tribute summon substitute priority tribute the.
Yeah, and you're just gonna do the entire frog combo, set this like summon swaps and everything. It's not being if the substitute itself wasn't stopped by the chariot or anything, he can't even chariot if he wanted to because it doesn't have a glad beast. So like you're pretty much safe from everything except like torrential. That's like the only card. And a lot of GB players, I don't know about you, I feel like they don't usually play torrential because they need their monsters a little bit more. Like they run a lot of other traps, like Deep Prison, of course, gonna be used there to stop the Unifrog from getting rid of your anti-spell fragrance. And you're setting a card that may or may not be a spell.
Yeah, no, yeah, most of them don't main deck the torrential, but I feel like a lot you kind of sometimes have to respect it that they could be siding it for this
Yeah.
matchup in particular.
Oh man. Well, the dupe block's out, and the dupe block is pretty difficult to deal with. If he has another Laquari in deck, and he draws a Bestiari, that would be a way to deal with it. But right now, he's kind of just stuck with this Prisma that can't deal with this field at the moment. And you're stuck with all these dead spells until you can figure out what the combos you're trying to do.
Yeah, I think I've been fortunate that he hasn't drawn a Glad because he could still send Bestiari at any time and then
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know make Gyzaris. So I got a little lucky with the cards he was top decking.
I mean, I'm looking at Carlos's hand. He definitely just drew the level 800, the 800 guy Murmillo. He drew a Murmillo right now, so he can summon the Murmillo. He can even set the Murmillo. He goes for Trap Stun. Yeah, he's gonna go for the play. He's gonna set the Murmillo most likely, and then, oh, but he's gonna Reggae Break. What are you gonna Reggae Break target? The Prisma. That is the correct choice for sure. That's gonna save your ass. That's great.
Yeah,
And the Trap Stun's
I
honestly
think
nice too. Like turns off the anti-spell fragrance for himself. That's actually like a anti-spell fragrance, underrated side deck card for Glad Beast players. They should maybe consider running it more.
yeah, and I respect I have 4 back rows, so like just flipping the trap stun, you know, I can see it, but I'll, because anti-spell fragrance is up, I would just assume most of them are, you know, spells. So I would have probably saved the trap stun to kind of chain it to a back row I had. In retrospect,
Yeah,
as like a
yeah.
maybe a something to do in the future, because it kind of stops him that he doesn't have this Prisma here. So now I'm gonna be able to finally resolve Moray, start resolving the spells, you know, that I have set.
Yeah, you're playing very smart into this anti-spell fragrance. It's definitely slowing you down, but thankfully he has not drawn like the right cards to deal with the dupe block, and the dupe block is the best card in the situation to just get you into your outs. Big things here coming from Declan. Look at him. Big. I can see your brain getting bigger, dude.
I have MST here, and so I'm deciding if I want to do a more like F it YOLO play, which is what I'm actually gonna go for. So I'm just gonna MST blind, and then I have Mally. If you know, I pitched it off the Regeki break, so I go for the Mally.
What is this man doing? He's going crazy. I'm assuming a miracle play is happening right now. No, good Stratos to pop. I assume it's to
Yes,
pop. Nice.
anti-spell. Yeah, so I was just trying to blind maybe hit a torrential with the MST or just pray that he doesn't run it. That's kind of the gamble that I ran there. If he had torrential, it would have been devastating.
Yeah, you hitting the Starlight Road is like that Starlight Road wasn't really hurting you, or wasn't really a card that was like it didn't like that's like probably the worst possible card you could have hit. Cause like
I know.
you're not worried about Starlight Road. The only card that really affects is like what, like Heavy Storm and Mirror Force. Like here he goes with the Test Tiger combo, gets the Murmillo. Probably gonna get another Murmillo to try to pop this dupe block. That's what I would do at least.
I think I asked him, does he want to use priority? And now he's thinking about it. And then he decides to use the priority, I believe.
Okay, goes for the priority. Yeah, what do you have? Oppression set, dude? Main deck oppression and frogs?
Well, you might see it. This might come up later. He thought he was like, "Oh, you're trolling me," because I was just like, "Okay, that's fine." After he said he's gonna use it after a think, but he goes for Murmillo. I pop. He pops a dupe, so I get to add.
What are you gonna add? A swap, probably?
I was just thinking
Ooh.
if I wanted to add from deck or grave, and I decided let's go from deck, and I get Death Frog, which is Death Frog is really good in this matchup.
He has a second Test Tiger.
And
Interesting.
then
That's
here
the last card in his hand.
I asked
Yeah.
again priority, and he said no this time. But then he has the Starlight Road,
Dude, that's so
the
true. That's
second
hilarious.
one.
The second Starlight Road, man. Oh my god. After you MS, oof. Yeah, that's rough, man. That's rough. Oh, that's actually crazy that happened that way.
So now he's finally gonna activate the Test Tiger effect. Gets Bestiary, blows up my set Brain Control. I think that
Ew.
was an anti. I forget why that's set. Maybe it was my anti spell, or maybe
It was
I don't know
because
what
of
I did.
anti-spell, because you just got rid of the anti-spell, so there's been set there this whole time, which is unfortunate because like you didn't know you're gonna have that Stratos play like until that point. Like it's just that's the unfortunate side effects of anti-spell, and it's really good in this deck. And now he has the Equest going to add back the Laquari. But right now that's yeah, the only cards he has right now is an Equest, a Stardust, and a Laquari in hand. If you draw a Caius, you're literally you're so chilling. You don't even need Caius. There's so many cards. Miracle, like it's just this is very much still in your position. You have a huge card advantage. It's just up to the heart of the cards. Please have something. 1-for-1 is something. Could get a Treeborn or a Fishborg Blaster. I mean, to start making some synchro plays here. And I think
And do
that's
you
what you're gonna
remember
do.
what I added to my hand
Yep,
last
you
turn
added.
off
Yep,
of
you
the
added
swap?
the Des boy, my boy, little Des boy, my king, Des Frog. Now you can make a level 6. I would probably go for Brio. No, you can go for Goyo, but I think Brio might be better to just get rid of both cards.
Yeah,
Goyo's
let's see
not
what I
necessary.
do.
I think Goyo is good if you just want to like not lose any hand advantage. But at this point, like I think you have salvage in hand. You can pitch for free essentially. And I think that's what you're gonna do. Yeah, Brio makes much more sense, especially because you can also synchro off of this Brionic later with the Fishboard Blaster
Mm-hmm.
because it's a water. Yeah, the salvage with Brio feels so nasty. Like I love that. And now you're gonna run it over for free. He just has a Laquari in hand. He already used 2 test tigers. You're not worried about anything except a test tiger top deck. That's literally it. Like, what else are you worried about, right? Yeah, he's forced to set. You know what it is basically at this point. Even if it's a Hoplomist, you can run it over. And now I think you're just fooling the driver's seat. You're not bringing back Treeborn. Interesting.
You can't bring back Treeborn against Glads because
I know,
they're
but
just gonna.
I thought you were gonna do like because you drew Rhoda, right? I thought you were gonna do like a huge push for another single plague, right? That's what I thought you were gonna do.
Ah, I mean, I could have. But maybe it's worth it there. I decided not to, but maybe that could have been good. Yeah, because I could have
Yeah,
summoned the ocean,
you hit an open
pitch, go
field. He had
for
an
a
open field.
Goyo.
Make just pressure, right? I think that
Mm-hmm.
100% was probably the better play there, especially into an open field. Like you're not afraid of anything at that point as a frog player. They don't run gores. Yeah, so now you're just murraying, which is like pretty nasty, but the only thing I would just bounce that other back row at this point because it's the only real threat at this point.
Yep.
Yeah, now you have to pitch the ocean though. 23 would be what? Now he's at 1300. You have the Caius to get him like just low enough to like probably go for a game here. He draws the 3rd test tiger. Oh, must be nice. Must be nice. That's
Heart
like
sank, bro. Heart sank.
yeah, and now in retrospect, the play that I was talking about was the correct play. Like you had game with it basically. You would have been dead already. Oof, that's rough. That's rough, bud. Now you have the Treeborn. You have Treeborn and Fishborg in grave. If you have the hope that this set back row is not War Chariot, exactly.
Yeah, and I mean I have Caius here, so it's like a we'll
That's
see what
right.
I do.
War
But
Chariot is the true like that end all be all kind of card right now at this point. You have a lot of life, so you still have a lot of time to come back, but yeah, it's not looking phenomenal.
I
You don't
have
bring the Treeborn
Breaker
back.
as well, so I
Yeah,
decided to go for the Breaker first.
yeah. Breaker target the new set, I assume. The Wabaku, that's huge. So Caius was the correct play there, but it's okay if as long as he didn't draw a GB. Huge. Heavy Storm, that's a big pro set. I mean, not pro set. It was a forced pro set Heavy Storm, and he got game. Okay, you prolonged the inevitable. Like there is like you definitely had the ability with an open field to make a level 6 synchro and just start swinging for more damage there. Thankfully, you still won that, so it didn't matter. But oh my gosh, the anti-spell
Okay,
Vergans
this
comes
is
out
huge
again.
here.
You chain MST, that's
Chain.
great. Yeah, you're allowed to chain MST. That's
Yeah.
a huge opening for you to have that MST. You're now going to be able to get the Stratos, search the Mali. If you have the right combination of cards, like 1-for-1, for example, yep. You better have Torrential, but I didn't see it, and I still don't believe he's running it, to be completely honest. Like, I bet you one of those back rows is Starlight Road. And now you're just gonna get the full combo. We're talking like your entire deck is just set up. You're gonna get the subs out of there. Every single top deck you're gonna get is gonna be nice. You're in the driver's seat here, man. Like that MST was a great thing to open.
It was super lucky that I had that to the anti-spell because my hand was so good, and as soon as he flipped it, or I had the fact that I had MST to protect my amazing hand was just really, really lucky there.
Oh, and the Unifrog goes through. Oh, that's so unfortunate for him. He doesn't have any way to stop that, and this dupe block is still really good. The Rescue Cat, though, that's actually pretty clutch. It's going to be able to actually out this dupe block. Yeah, gonna just get rid of that. Make the Murmillo pop the dupe, and now he can attack the other dupe, which is important. Like, yeah, he won't get rid of the dupe, but he gives them the ability to tag out. But he has the Smashing Ground, so he can just run over your full field.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
He has another test tigers. That's 2 test tigers already used. Oh, and that's nice. Then you can probably add a chariot. Yep, he adds a chariot.
Here, I think he should have tagged out. He didn't tag out, which I think could have been beneficial here to just have a different Glad.
Yeah,
On
Laquari with
board.
2100 attack would have been the better Glad to have here because now you have this like Death Frog here who Like you know, is one back row, right? Like,
Exactly.
but it wouldn't have mattered here because the Ab Zero is always running over, whatever monster he brought out. But yeah,
Yeah.
but like less damage would have been. That's like the only big difference. It ultimately doesn't seem like it's gonna matter here. He's not drawing any traps. He has a handful of monsters, and you have the Ab Zero with a 1900 beater boy next to him. So we have a 3K Ab Zero and a 1900 Death Frog. Going for the sub, yeah, you're really just not afraid of torrential. You know what the back row is. He's not gonna activate War Chariot because he can't, because he's forced to set his monsters. So you're just like so free to go crazy.
Yeah, and one thing here is when I saw anti-spell, I sometimes I side out the recklesses, especially like going second, I think. Or I mean, I think I went first, but I sided out the recklesses and I've sided them back in here because I wanted to avoid anti-spell. You know, I just sided out some spells.
Oh, Kaiku. I've actually surprising choice for Kaiku in the side there, but yeah, either way, like the miracle plus Death Frog combination was just like way too much. I think he may have gone a little like he shotgunning the test tigers back to back was like maybe not necessary, but it's part of the thing that keeps frogs like a more close to even matchup with this deck is the fact that the Dupluck is just that annoying.
Yeah. Well, GG, Carlos. Thank you.